Hi, nearly Christmas time, and these are great, aren't they? These are coasters, Christmas coasters, made from epoxy resin, and inside are Hama bead pattern. So this is a snowflake, and obviously this one is, hopefully you can guess it's Santa. We've got some glitter in there to make it look Christmassy. In one of our other channel videos, we've got how you actually make the Hama bead shape, so go check that out. But in this one, we're going to show you how to make the coaster itself. So now we have the snowflake. What I'm going to do is show you how you make it into a coaster using craft resin. So all you need is some craft resin, the resin in the hardener, need some scales, a mixing cup and a mould for the coaster itself. I've used a lovely hexagonal one here because it's going to look amazing with a snowflake picture. So firstly, literally going to measure out some of the resin, thinking about 30 grams. £25 grams each of this. So you mix it on a 1-to-1 basis, this particular one. Some of them are different volumes, so just make sure you check. Put the lid on, clean it up, and then you add to it another 25 grams of the hardener. As I said, this one is a 1-to-1 basis. Some of them aren't, so you need to make sure, check the instructions. Perfect. Wipe the residue away, make sure it's sealed nicely, and the cap goes back on it. So all you do with this now is you stir it, and you stir it for about 3 minutes until it goes really good, really clear and soft. So after about 3 minutes it's starting to look a lot more liquid. It should be less cloudy, but obviously you can't see in this one. What we're trying to aim for is a nice clear consistency. It's all mixed up and very fluid. The end product, by the way, is going to be something like this. So you've got the clear resin on the top, and you've got the snowflake in, and then we put some glitter and some colour behind it to make it look absolutely amazing. Right, so it's 3 minutes. You can see how runny it is now. Literally all we're going to do is pour it into this mould. Start at the beginning, in the middle, and it'll just even itself out, level itself out to the edges. It's all self-leveling, so it should just do that automatically. You shouldn't need any prodding or poking. Just make sure you've got it in there. And we're going to wipe this crafting stick, get rid of the excess so you can use it again. This came with the resin itself actually, so it's quite useful. And that's it. So at the moment now, there it is, it's all poured. What we're going to do is going to leave it for a little while, a few hours, cover it up so it doesn't get covered in dust, and leave it. So it's been 3 hours since I put this in here. So we should see it's still sticky, but it's quite set. Now what we want to do now is put the snowflake in there. We want to put it with the iron side up, because don't forget this top of the here is the bottom of the coaster. So we want to put it iron side up, and we want to try and get it as central as possible and make it look amazing. Right, so just gently plod it in, push it in, prodding it down each of the end pieces. What you don't want to do is for it to come up again and to rise out. So you need to make sure that once it's there, it's firmly in the set epoxy. It's not above the level of the coaster itself. Okay, so there we are. Now what I'm going to do, we've actually got the stick, haven't we? Just use a stick, run your fingers just to make sure it beds down properly, to make sure it's still within the middle. Hopefully this resin will start to settle itself in and should self-level itself. The other thing we can do at this stage, we can add some of this. It's reindeer dust, otherwise known as glitter. So effectively this nice little shine, little glue, so just sprinkling it lightly across it, across the top of the back of the snowflake. There we go. And then literally it's again a case of leaving it for another few hours. Okay, so this is now another few hours later. So now in total it's been drying about 6 hours, about 3 hours since we put the snowflake in. So the final part we're going to do the top coat, which is actually the base of the coaster. We can do it in the normal resin, but we're going to add a bit of colour to this. So first thing again is to measure it out equal parts. I'm going to do 15 grams of each, and then let's see where we go with that. So now I've been mixing this for about 3 minutes. You can see how clear it is now. There are a few bubbles in here, but with this craft resin, it's actually supposed to debubble itself by itself, so we shouldn't need any heat to apply to it. But if we do find some massive bubbles in there, if you just apply a torch or a flame to it, then it'll get rid of those bubbles, but hopefully you shouldn't. So I'm now going to add the colour. I'm going for purple. It's my favourite colour, and this will look lovely. I want a quite deep purple colour, so I'm going to apply 1, 2, 3, 4 drops to start with, and then we'll see how it goes. So you can see, oh wow, amazing colour. Make sure it's all mixed thoroughly through. That's what we want, is some clumps of it and some bits which aren't mixed in properly. It'll look awful. I'm just put another couple of drops, because I want it to look almost like a night sky behind it, but a really lovely purpley colour. So it's quite dark. So this looks really good. Amazing colour. And then it's simply, literally just a case of pouring it on again into the mould on top of the glittery base. So when you're happy with the colour you've got, and this is the lovely purple colour, so it's going to look, it's also not going to look that deep as it looks, but you can see what effect you're going to get as you look through the glaze or the epoxy resin. So right. Start the pour. So you're going to try and start in the middle and just kind of work out a little bit. As I said, with this it's self-levelling, so you shouldn't need to do it too much, but want to make sure it's got a thin layer across everything. Oops, I need to clear that off the work surface, don't really want a purple work surface. Yeah, we've cleared it's covered all the snowflake now, so that's amazing. I'm just left with a tiny bit. That's really good. Excellent. So I'm just going to clean this off. Just wipe it clean with a wipe so it doesn't get resin stuck to it. Again, you can see some bubbles appearing here, but they will go over time. So what I'm going to do now, literally, is just cover it again and wait for another few hours. In the meantime, I'm just going to show you some I made earlier. So what they could look like. So I'm aiming for this. I've got this beautiful snowman with glitter in it. I've got no colour behind it. Got some snowflakes already, which got like a blue background. And this one doesn't have anything in it, but it's really lovely green and gold glitter. And that's just a smaller coaster. So you can see what you can do with it. You can see how you can make all the things to go inside it using Hama beads. But yeah, so this is what we're aiming at. Now it's the final reveal. It's been 36 hours since I did the first pour and about 24 hours since I did the second pour. So now it is all nicely set. You can see what amazing colour that is. First things we're going to do is we're going to carefully make sure that the mould is away from each of the sides, so there's nothing holding on there, which looks great. And then we're literally going to peel the mould off. And time for the great end reveal. Wow! Doesn't that look absolutely amazing? Brilliant, I'm really pleased with that. Right, check out our other Team Rog videos. The purple Christmas snowflake coaster.